Hello, dear students. So, in the last video, we read about the meaning of the Constitution. What is the meaning of the Constitution? Constitution is a rule book which defines how the government should function, what are the rights and duties of the citizens of India, and various other things are mentioned in the Constitution, which we read in our last class. Today, in this class, we are going to continue with the chapter and read further things. Already, I have explained in my first class that what are the key points we are going to read and learn in this chapter. So last class we ended that on this picture which you can see on the screen, that a boy, Suresh, he is the monitor of the class. When teacher leaves the class, he was supposed to take care of the class and monitor the class, but he misused his power. He misused his power, and the boy Anil, who did not do anything, he just complained about him. He got him punished by the teacher even though he did not do anything. So this is called misuse of power. Suresh, being the monitor, he should have monitored the class, and he should have only given the name of that particular student who has who has done any mischievous thing, but he did not do the same. So if same thing happens in our constitution, means any person who is appointed as legislature or MP or minister, if he or she is misusing his power, their power, then we have the right to uh, remove them from their post to take back the power they are having. Okay, so here also, when Anil was punished by the teacher because Suresh complained, did his Suresh complained about him. At that time, if others would have said the real thing, teacher would have thought about it, but nobody used their power. So other students will be considered as citizens here, and they should raise their voice to help government run efficiently and to remove those who are misusing their powers. So here we, the citizens of India, are supposed to keep a check on the government and play our duty properly and play our part properly. Fine. So let us go ahead in the chapter and let us see how things work, what are the different terms that we have to understand. Fine. Okay. So first important function that constitution plays is that nobody should misuse their power, and if they're misusing, they can be removed. Second important function that a constitution plays in a democracy is to ensure that a dominant group does not use its power against other less powerful people or groups. That means to say, so, you have seen, or you must be knowing, if you're knowing few things about politics and all these governance, you must be knowing that Congress was ruling our country for a longer time. So that time we could say Congress as a dominant power because they were having the support of public. So constitution makes sure that a dominant group or a party which is powerful in nature, which has lots of support, should not be uh, dominating over the party which is less powerful, or groups, or we should not be dominating over the party which is newly formed, and or which is trying to bring their keep their stake in the politics. So they are not supposed to do that. A party which is from longer time, they can play their role, they can seek vote, they can do whatever they want to do, the advertisement just for them, their party, but they should not do any of the act which can harm others, which can harm other, okay, or which can harm other political party which is not that powerful as the previous party. Fine. So this role is also played by constitution. It is also one of the important function of the constitution, like we have seen in the previous example, Suresh and Anil. So Suresh is a powerful party. So Suresh is a powerful party. Anil is here a party which is newly formed or less powerful. So Suresh is not allowed to dominate over Anil, or should not do any of the act which can harm Anil's reputation. Okay, so constitution plays an important role in ensuring that no party is harming any other party or being dominant to other party. Clear? Let us move ahead. Okay, such unhealthy situations can occur in democratic societies too, where a majority can continuously enforce decisions that exclude minorities and go against their interest. Okay, as the above storyboard illustrates, every society is prone to this tyranny of the majority. See, majority means here the party which gets highest number of vote. Okay, so sometimes what happens, one single party they get the maximum number of votes, and the other party they get very less number of votes. So even though we even situation occurs such that we cannot even have a minority group of people, or opposition party is also not be able, we cannot even form opposition also, because the other parties have got very less number of votes. So it is very difficult for the governance to take place and the opposition party to be formed. So that time what happens, suppose any rule has to be passed and the single party is having the majority, so they can easily pass their rules, whatever the rules they are supposed to pass. Now we will see in the later part of the chapter and in other chapters also, that how a rule is passed or how a bill becomes an act. So to for a bill to become an act, there are some majorities described in the constitution, which we will be seeing in the other classes. So that time when a single party is having the majority, means a single party is having very high number of votes, so they don't need any other political parties to support them, or they don't need any other legislatures who belong to other parties to support them in passing any bill. So that time what happens, they may misuse their power, or they can use this majority number in a very um, other way also, like they can pass any bill which they want to get passed and nobody can stop them except president or the Rajya Sabha. We'll see all these process later part in the later classes. Fine. So what is happened, what was written here, where a majority can continuously enforce decisions, means they can get any of the decision passed because they have the majority that exclude minorities and go against their interest. As the above storyboard illustrated, every society is prone to this tyranny of the majority. Suppose we should not go in the religious matter, but suppose any group, suppose let's take two groups. Okay, three groups. There are three groups in the society: A, B, C. Fine. So A is 70%, means A group is having 70% of the population, total population. B is having 20% only, and C is having 10% population. So what will happen? Anything, suppose they want government to take any decision, then they are in the majority. So they can easily force the government to take decisions in their favor. So this is the tyranny, this is the diploma, or you can say this is a difficulty which every society is facing. The majority group always tries to dominate the minority groups staying in that particular society. Fine. The Constitution usually contains rules that ensure that the minorities are not excluded from anything that is routinely available to the majority. Like, if I can give you one example, in our parliament, previously minorities are those groups like SC caste, ST, OBC, other backward classes, then Harijans. So all these people, they are very minor, they are minority in number, means they are very less in number. So the majority groups, other groups which were more in number, they were having dominance in the parliament. Only the members, only the people who belong to the majority groups used to be elected for the parliament. But constitution has made some rule that from some particular seats, only the people who belongs to the minority group can stand as a candidate. So this is how the constitution is ensuring that minorities are not neglected. Second thing, suppose in any exam or in any college, now the things are coming to the normal situation, but previously these minorities were also very poor people, because they're not hired in any good companies, or they were not allowed to get education from a good school. So what did government do? They secured some place for them, or they reserved some place for these minorities, that a company or a school or an exam should give some reservations for these group of people, so that they can also come at par with the other group, other with the level of other groups. So these are some ways, these are few ways through which a government is ensuring the place or reserving the place for the minority groups in the society. Fine. Another reason why we have constitution is precisely to prevent this tyranny or domination by the majority of a minority. This can refer to one community dominating other, that is inter-community domination, or a member of one community dominating others within the same community, that is intra-community domination. So these domination happens in two ways. Either it is inter or intra. Inter means one community, suppose community A is trying to dominate community B, or I can say majority community is trying to dominate minority community. But in the other situation, it is intra community, means suppose I am the leader of my community, so I am trying to dominate other members and I'm not letting them be the leader anytime of my community. Suppose I take an example. This is not really correct about Modi ji, but still I'm giving an example. Suppose he is the prime minister, or not suppose, he is the real prime minister now. So he is not letting other members to be the candidate for a prime minister post. So that will be domination in his own group. Okay, so that is called intra-community or intra-community domination. That means the leader of the community itself is not letting the other members to be the leader. Okay, and other one is inter-community domination, means one community is trying to dominate another community. Suppose BJP is one community and Congress is another community. So BJP is trying to dominate Congress, and BJP is not letting Congress to win or to take its decisions or to advertise. Suppose election is going to come and BJP is in majority. BJP is having majority of the legislatures. So Congress wants some bill to be passed. So these people are not letting the bill to be passed. That will be called domination. Means that is actually not good. Everyone should get chance. So here constitution plays a good role. Because of constitution, this could not be done. Fine. So nobody can misuse their power. No party can dominate, or no community can dominate other community. So these are some good functions. These are the very important functions or important role that is played by constitution. Hence a country needs constitution. So if this question is coming for your exam, so you have to write in the points. First point you will write it ensure that nobody misuse their power. Then you will give an example. The second point, it ensures that majority should not dominate minority. So that becomes your point. So always you have to give answer in points to get full marks. Fine. We will discuss all these things in our coming videos, but let us go ahead now. Okay, now third significant reason why we need a constitution is to save us from ourselves. What does this mean? Let us see. This may sound strange, but what is meant by this is that we might at times feel strongly about an issue that might go against our larger interest, and the constitution helps us guard against this. Okay, let us see the look. Shabnam is in a fix. She has a decision to make. I have 2 chapters left to revise for tomorrow's test. But it's time for my favorite TV program. I am dying to watch it. But if I do that, I won't have time to finish my division. Shabnam, why are you looking so worried? I want this. I want to watch this TV program, but I have a test tomorrow. If you all watch TV, I will also want to watch. I have an idea. What if no one watches TV tonight? Then I may not be tempted. So similarly, the constitution is also playing an important role to protect us from the decisions that we may take or we might take, and that can harm our future. Let us understand this in a detailed way. Okay. Okay, so we will understand. Like, see, so this here the example that means is this means that this girl Shabnam, she has an exam tomorrow. Okay, but she is like, but some her favorite program is coming on the TV, it's being telecasted on her on TV, and she wants to go and see that. But what will happen if she sees the program? She will obviously she'll get lesser marks in the exam what she was supposed to get. So she has to take right decision for herself, or this. The family members here are acting as the constitution, who are not letting her take wrong decision for herself. Now let us come and understand this in the terms of democracy or the government. Suppose I am an MP, okay, and I am in the parliament. Suppose I feel that some law has to be, some bill has to be passed, or some existing laws has to be changed. Okay, then what I did in the overnight, I went to my house, I just drafted a new bill, the law which is not, which is yet to become a law. First we have to write a draft, then that draft has to be passed in the parliament to become a law. So I drafted a bill and I presented it in the parliament. Suppose if the constitution was not there, and there was some majority things not set by the constitution to change any law, existing law, or to make any new law, I would be free, I would be a free bird to make any law from myself. But this is not the condition. The constitution makes sure that some laws which already are written in the constitution, if it has to be changed, it has to be changed with the proper process. Suppose I am taking a wrong decision, or I have taken a wrong decision, and I am trying to change an existing law which is not supposed to be changed, then that process will make me not do so, will stop me to do so. That is the role, very important role played by the constitution. Suppose, let us take another example in a very layman term, I can explain you. Suppose your mom is your constitution, okay. You are eating, okay, since morning you're eating. What is that called? Overeating. So what will your mother say? What is this ABC? Or suppose, let me take one name. What name shall I take? Chirag. Okay. So what is this, Chirag? What is this? You're eating from since morning. You don't have any sense of how much you should eat. So she is the constitution. It is not that she does not want you to eat. Okay. She wants you to eat, but in a limited manner that should not affect your health. Similarly, constitution plays a role that stops us from making any wrong decision, or taking any wrong decision, or making any new law which is not supposed to be made. Fine. So there are three important roles of constitution. One is it it lets it if somebody is misusing their power, they can be removed. Second thing, one party should not be dominant over other party. If they are doing so, there are some rules through which they can be stopped. Third thing, it does not let us harm ourselves, or it saves us from ourselves. So first, if the question comes, what are the three important functions played by, what are the three important roles played by the constitution, you have to write. So today's homework, and now I'll start giving homework in my every class also. First, like, you write down the question, and answer. You have to write down the answer of this question and comment in the comment box. And if you're watching this video through my app, then you have to update on the app. What are the three? So copy down this question and write down the answer. See you in the next class.